Good morning, everyone. I'm sitting here with my Fender Highway series that I just got. And as you can see, it's an all mahogany guitar. If you're interested in the details of it, I put out a video of the unboxing and give a little more information on it. I even compare it to an Acoustasonic. And Acoustasonics are really nice guitars. This one sounds more acoustic, and you'll see that in there, and that's what I wanted. I was looking for something I could play live that gave me the acoustic sound. I'm going to turn it back a little bit. And would be comfortable to hold, go to church and play there and play something like this where you're comfortable, it's lightweight, you can stand for long periods of time. And not get overwhelmed with the weight of something that's super heavy. And yeah, it worked really well. I played it for the first time in church yesterday. Actually went to 2 different churches and played because we have 2 campuses. And everything went well, and I think it sounded well. I say think because you can't always tell from the player's viewpoint. You're using headsets, and in my case, I was using a headset that has broken cable on it, and this happens to me all the time. I just bought this cable in August, and you can see how long it's lasted before. It's always the right ear because that's the one I wear all the time. I usually just put it in one ear. So with that, doing that, it gets a lot of wear here when I'm bending it to go around my ear. Oops, there we go. And so if I was to take this tape off, there's a wire completely sticking out from inside the cable. So I'm not really sure if I was hearing everything about the guitar. I think I even tried putting in both sides, but I just didn't have a good experience with my headsets yesterday. So I got another cable on order. There goes another $30. I wish they'd make these a little stronger around the ear. I'm not sure why they do that, but anyways. And I wondered also if there was another company out there that had a higher quality cable that it would be compatible with the Shure. This is the 425s, but I doubt it. Anyways, who knows, maybe. So I just bought another one. Every 3 months it seems like I'm buying cables. So anyway, so today I'm playing through the Bose, and I thought what we would do is we would talk about bringing bass notes into your playing. And I have 4 different styles of bringing in bass notes into your playing and that I'd like to share with you. And I'm not going to go into grand detail on how to do the actual skill itself. I just want to show you the ideas, show you the ways and it gives you ways to look for it when you're playing, to think about it, to bring in those bass notes, because I think it brings a more fuller sound to your playing. Okay, and I listen to some of these great players, and if you really listen, what really makes their music is the way they bring in those bass notes. I really do think so. They can bring in the melody, they can bring in the beat, but when they bring in that bass sound, it just sounds awesome to me. So learning different ways to do that, I think it really helps. So let's talk about that today. Now I'm playing through a preamp here. I have my LR Baggs Preamp here. This is just straightforward, no frills preamp going into to Bose. And the reason why I did that, the guitar itself does a great job, but I wanted the ability to bring my lows up a little bit because I wanted to enhance them so that you could hear it really well in the playing, because that's what we're talking about, bass. So I do have the bass notes enhanced on this. Otherwise, everything's pretty much straightforward going into the Bose. Nothing special, no special effects. I do have a Shure mic, the 58 down here. So let me just get a little swig of coffee here. We'll get started. Okay, so the first style, and I have 4 of them. The first one we're going to use is bringing in the thumb to pick up bass notes. That would be the first style. And I was showing you that example when I opened this video up. And let me bring this over here so you can see my thumb. Okay, so let's look at this style. You notice when I'm playing the chords, of course I'm doing a traversing type pick. See that down here? You bring it down just a little bit more so you can see my hand down here. Okay. And you'll notice that when I play the D chord, I reach up and I pick the 6th string up at the 2nd fret. Okay? And that's an F sharp. And so when you see it, that chord written, if you see a chord chart, you'll see it'll say D and it'll say slash and it'll say F sharp. They're wanting you to pick up that bass note. You'll see it a lot. It's very common. So that's a really good one to know, the D over the F over sharp, F sharp over D. And so that's a great one to actually play. Okay. So when you're playing, think about that. Think about how, if your thumb's right there, if there's a bass note that would sound good with that chord, pick it up there, bring it in. But your thumb can do a lot of the work for you in terms of bringing in bass notes. Okay, the next style I wanted to show you is actually linking 2 chords together using bass notes. Okay, and let me show you an example. So what did I do right there? Well, I'm playing C and I'm playing an A minor and I'm playing an F. And so the C to the A, if you can play the notes that lead to A, and in this case, we're playing a C chord, so we're going to pick up the C for a bass note. And then we're going to go down to a B, because it goes C, B, right? And then what comes next? A. And that happens to be our chord. It's A minor, but it has an A in it, okay? So let's try that again. C, B, A. And then we go to a G, from an A, go back one, it's a G, right? Because it goes A, B, C, D, F, G, and starts over again at A. So A, go back to G, and then to F, because that comes next. So you can see how your bass notes are leading to your next chord. And it just sounds really, really good. There's different players out there, great players. You'll notice that they do the same thing. So certainly I don't do it anywhere close to how they do it, but it's that same idea. In this case, you're going from C to B to A to G, the same exact thing, and it just sounds so good. So give that one a try. That's connecting chords with bass notes. And in using those chords to follow in from one chord using the root note to get to the root note of the next chord actually is what's happening. So anyways, it's a neat style. So the next style I want to show you is the use of bar chords. Now, some of you, bar chords are they're just not going to happen because perhaps you have an injury or maybe you have aging hands or whatever. And believe me, I understand that. And so So yeah, I understand if you can't physically do it, you have to find alternatives. And so perhaps some of these others will be an alternative for you. But this one, if you can do bar chords and you don't know how, you need to learn how. I do have a video out. So just, you know, I think it's the bar chord videos somewhere around March or April. But you can find it back there. In fact, you can go to my channel. I think you can search out my videos. I have about 275 videos out there right now. So you could probably put bar chords in there and it would come up. But it would give you the tips that you need to learn how to do these chords. But bar chords are really great because of the fact that when you're barring the chord, like in this case, I have the E shape going here at the 3rd fret, barring it, bringing the E shape, makes a G. But this note G can become my bass note. And as I go up, I can bring in that bass note. And so we got a G bass note, an A bass note, a B bass note. And so you can actually play a little tune using those bass notes. Let me show you an example. Here's one here. Whoops, let me try that again. Now I'm sure you know which one that is, and I don't want copyright issues, so we won't go into detail on that one. But as you can see, it brings into that right away. If you're as old as I am, you know what song that is. Okay, here we go. So then here, let me give you another example of that. So how about this one here? So once again, if you're as old as I am, you know what song that is. And it's because the bass note bring into the song the melody, and you can use bar chords to do that so easily. So if you don't know those bar chords, learn them. They'll work for you, and they're fun to play, and they fit in a lot of different places, and will help your playing a whole lot. So there we go. So that's the 3rd one. And then there's one last one that I want to show you, and it's just an alternating pick that you can use, and you can even use it with a pick if you want. And you know, some people will. See, it's just alternating. Now, interesting thing, I'm using the C shape everywhere there, but if you make a C chord and you use your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, use your pinky, move right there for the 3rd fret of the 5th fret, 5th string. So it looks like this. Here's your C chord. Then you don't have to alternate back and forth. You just, it's all there waiting for you. I like to do it this way. I think it gives a little bit of like a stop in there. And I like the sound of it better. And what I'm doing is I'm just picking with these 3 fingers, just picking up 3 strings in between, alternating back and forth. Again, my thumb's doing all that work here on this side. Thumb is a great bass player in acoustic instruments. Okay, so those are just 4 ideas, okay? And there's many others that people use that you can find bass notes when you're playing, but when you're playing, look for them. And as you do that, you'll bring a richness to your playing. Okay, so be thinking about that. Think about when you're playing, how do I bring in those bass notes? Okay? All right. So we're going to leave it right there. We've been going for 18 minutes. That's probably way too long. And if you did get this far into the video, I'm going to tell you that tomorrow I'm actually going to do what I wanted to do last week, and that was to go to a music store up in Sacramento. And so I've got a little driving to do to get there, but it's not that far away. And when you live in the Bay Area, you know, you can go all over. And there's a lot of stores here that I haven't even shown you yet. And so they're going to be coming throughout the winter. But tomorrow I'm going to visit one for sure. I'm pretty sure, unless something happens, like last week. I'd planned on doing it last week. But I hope to do that and share that with you. And I understand the store I'm going to, actually it's called Klein's, and it actually has Ferk guitars. So that's why I really want to go there. I want to check out see what they have. I like the Ferk guitars that I've played so far. That's F-U-R-C-H. These are made in Czech, and so they're not made here in the United States, but they're awesome instruments. Okay? All right, so let's just leave it right there, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.